The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Radio Global, New Productions, JSA Media, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Talk Time with Val. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Val and Eastman. Right now, I'm getting a view to die for. John just walked up the stairs in nothing but some boxers. Woo! I don't need the heater. It's getting warm in here, right, Jim?
Yeah, I feel it.
You feel it? It's been a dismal day. It's been dark and rainy all day, and it's so freaking cold. So, you know, when you get a little something to warm up your soul, it's a good thing, right?
Whatever warms the cockles of your heart.
Well, I didn't know my heart had cockles. What's a cockle? Isn't a cockle like seafood, like a shell?
Something like that.
Why am I echoing? Oh, I can hear myself.
That was me holding the
Oh, you're fine. Okay. I didn't realize...
I can turn you down so you shouldn't hear any echo now.
Yeah, I didn't realize you'd like to have me in surround sound, Jimmy.
I forget once in a while, you know what I mean? You know what's going to happen. We're going to go to the commercial, and I'll be talking to you, and you're going to be able... I won't be able to hear you.
You know something? I don't believe you. I think that I won the cockles of your heart, and that's why you like me in surround sound.
That's it.
I think that's it.
You
that's
got
the
me.
Truth, isn't it? Do you know who Alton Brown is?
Austin Brown?
No, Alton Brown.
No.
Oh my god, just like the best freaking chef ever. Okay.
I like his food more than I like him, I think.
I so freaking love this man. It's ridiculous. He used to have this show, where he used to ride around the country on his motorcycle, right? And taste food from different places and recreate things. He's the announcer for Iron Chef America. He has Cutthroat Kitchen. He used to have a show called Good Eats. That's the most amazing show because Good Eats actually explains the science behind cooking. So, for example, let's say you're a baker, right? And, well, let's say you're a novice and you want to bake a cake or something. He explains why things work the way it works while he's doing the recipe and showing you how to do it. So, let's say, for example, you don't got eggs and you want to bake a cake. Well, because you know the science behind it, you can now, figure out something to use as a substitute. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's awesome. All-round freaking awesome guy. Just throwing it out there, but I've loved Alton Brown since I was 15 years old, younger. Whatever the first time was that I saw Good Eats, I fell in love with him. He is awesome and amazing, Jimmy. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
What? I can't have a crush? Just because I'm married?
See, like I said, I'd have the crush on his food.
Yeah. I love his mind, his beautiful, weird, intrinsic mind. I love it. So, let's get down to the show. So, weird stuff, right? Did you see my post?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
The body was a little strange. The police not investigating, that's nothing new.
Okay, well, a dead body in a public pool for 2 days. It happened in Massachusetts.
You know, I knew that story sounded familiar.
You did?
Yes, it was in the inner city. I remember now.
You know what happened? You remember what happened?
She was floating in there for days.
Excuse me. Health inspectors have been placed on leave. This happened in, I think it was July, a few years ago, right? What was it, 2011?
Was it that long ago? Yeah.
It was that long ago. But now I'm thinking, well, I'll read the article and then we'll discuss this, because this really threw me for a loop. When I saw this today, I was like, holy crap, that's some kind of nonsense right there, you know? Health inspectors have been placed on leave after failing to notice a woman's body laying at the bottom of a public pool for 2 days while people swam in the water. Marie Joseph, 36, drowned in the Fall River, Massachusetts pool on Sunday, but her body was not discovered until Tuesday evening when youngsters jumped the fence to take an illicit evening swim. The morbid discovery came just hours after city health officials came to test the water and overlooked the corpse on 2 separate occasions. So the city health officials were there twice testing the water and did not see a corpse in the water on 2 occasions. 2. Incredibly, a 9-year-old boy who was with Mrs. Joseph on Sunday went to tell a lifeguard that she had fallen into the pool, but was reportedly ignored. On Thursday, Fall River's Mayor Will Flanagan told CBSBoston.com that health inspectors from the city visited the pool on Monday and on Tuesday and inspected the facilities. So what, they taken graph or something? They didn't actually inspect the pool? How do you not see a body floating on the bottom of a pool, right?
You work for the Parks and Recreation.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
When you work for the Parks and Recreation, they don't do shit.
They don't do shit. And I don't know. My theory, John asked, how is the body not floating up? The pool has a bunch of slides. My theory is that she got snagged because she fell in by the slide. So my theory is that she got snagged by the bottom by the slide there, right? Which would make sense. Or and she looks very lean, muscular. If she's dense enough,
no, still gases in the body
will build up. Right, it would build up and she would float. But maybe she got snagged on the pool. I was wondering the same thing. Maybe she got snagged on one of the grates or something.
Sound right.
Well, anyway, according to the officials, the inspectors tested the pool on Tuesday and noted in a report that the water was cloudy. The workers who were not named have been placed on administrative leave, the mayor said. The entire pool staff has also been placed on leave by the state. Bye, baby.
Bye, you sexy thing.
Oh, my God. Speaking to NBC, 10 friends of Joseph said they did not understand how the body remained at the bottom of Veterans Memorial Pool at Lafayette Park for 2 days unnoticed. One woman said people were swimming there with a body in there, and they didn't find the body until Tuesday night. Another friend added, she can't swim. She told me this like 2 weeks ago. She can't swim. Despite being missing for 2 days, friends of Mrs. Joseph did not report her disappearance to the authorities. According to the friends, they left Mrs. Joseph on Sunday to watch the 9-year-old boy while he played on the slide. Police said the woman somehow fell down the slide, landing on top of the boy shortly after he entered the water. Police Chief Daniel Racine said, the boy stated that once he was in the water, after coming down the slide, Marie unexpectedly slid down the side, landing on top of him. He further stated that she went under the water and did not surface. Mrs. Joseph's friends added that the boy went to a lifeguard for help but was ignored. The shocking revelations have led authorities to close all 30 state-run deep-water public swimming pools in Massachusetts. The Department of Conservation and Recreation says the move will enable officials to review safety and operational procedures. The agency also suspended all workers at the pool. There are interviews going on right now. Exactly who that boy spoke to and what that person did and what happened next is left to be seen. Now, you tell me, Jimmy, corruption? What you think? Jimmy? In my opinion,
incompetent people, incompetent jobs.
And the thing is, I mean, according to multiple articles, there were like 6 lifeguards on duty, you know? They're supposed to have 2 lifeguards manning the larger slides, but only one was, and he apparently wasn't paying close enough attention to see a woman fall off the slide and, not surface. And then the thing is, another article says that the waters, hold on, when the pool opened for the season in June 25th, the water was somewhat cloudy, but grates at the bottom of the 12-foot deep end were visible. Over the day, the water became murkier, and by June 26th, the grates could not be seen from the surface. So if you have a pool that is so dirty you cannot see the bottom of it, you're going to let people swim in it? You're not going to clean it and shock it? This is a public pool. 12 minutes after Joseph disappeared under the water, workers closed the deep end of the pool, citing the water clarity. That's their investigation found that. You believe that? Little boy goes and tells them somebody fell in the pool and didn't come back out. They don't check. They close off that end because the water clarity is too, bad. And for 2 days, they didn't even clean the pool, shock the water, nothing. Tell me that's not crazy. And those inspectors, I honestly think they were taking graft because, they have to be blind, incompetent. They didn't see what was going on. For them to clear the pool and say it's safe to swim in, the water should be clear. Jimmy, would you enter a pool where the water is so dirty you can't see the bottom of the pool? Jimmy? Alright, I guess you're busy. I don't think anybody would enter a pool where they can't see the end bottom of the pool. I've never seen that. I've never heard of that. That's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if I lost my producer, but not really sure what's going on here. I'm hoping that we're still on air. So I'm just going to continue with the show. Let's see. So I asked in my post today, how does a reported accident on a busy road that people, like the police, give tickets to people on this busy road, how does an accident go uninvestigated by the police for 3 days? This is just mind-blowingly crazy to me. I couldn't understand this. So here's the article. Let me get back to the top of the article. Police finally searched scene where driver was killed and his partner critically injured 3 days after crash was reported. Police have finally begun to search the scene of a car crash where a driver was killed and his partner left to fight for her life after officers failed to respond for 3 days. Lamar Bell is in critical condition in hospital after crashing at Junction 9 on the M9 near Bannockburn, Stirlingshire on Sunday. The 25-year-old woman's partner, father of 2, John Yulee, died on impact in the accident. Despite the incident being reported to police on Sunday morning, police did not attend the scene until 3 days later. 3 days.
Here's the suit.
Okay, so the police were at the scene where they were spotted combing through the crash site near the M9. It came after Police Scotland faced serious questions over why they did not attend the site when initially contacted by a passerby on Sunday. Miss Bell's father told of his heartache on learning his daughter had been left clinging to life in a field for 3 days. Lamar was in a field for 3 days after the accident. She was on her way home, he said. Let's see. A lot of pictures in this article. She was on her way home, he said. Because of some nice guy that phoned it in and was ignored by the incident room. The messages were never passed on. Now my daughter is lying on life support. All I can ask from everybody is help tonight. Tell her to wake up. Sorry, as I write this, I'm crying my eyes out. Please make her wake up. Police Scotland today faced serious questions over why they did not attend the site when initially contacted by a passerby on Sunday. Miss Bell and her partner had not been seen since disappearing from their campsite in Loch Earn in the early hours of Sunday morning. While her partner is believed to have died upon impact when they crashed, Miss Bell survived with serious injuries. Her last name is Bell, Jimmy. No relation?
No. Where was this?
Scotland.
No. That's where my grandfather came from.
Could be a relation then.
Could be.
Her mother Diane said that her daughter was undergoing dialysis after becoming severely dehydrated by the side of the road for 3 days. All I know is that when the firefighters pulled her out, they asked her how long she had been there, and she said half an hour, Miss Bell told Sky News. Police Scotland refused to answer questions on its handling of the tragedy, telling Mail Online any added information could prejudice the outcome of an ongoing investigation into the incident. The Police Investigations and Review Commissioner is now investigating why the initial call made on Sunday was never followed up. It comes as Mr. Yuli's father said an earlier response may have given his son's girlfriend a better chance at survival. She is currently on life support at Glasgow's Southern General Hospital with her family by her bedside. Speaking of the fact police took 3 days to reach them, Gordon Yulee said, "It wouldn't have made any difference for John. His injuries were such that he died on impact, but I feel it may have made a difference for Lamara," he told the Daily Record. Earlier in the week, he assured friends he was sure police will be checking all the information available. Mr. Yulee and Miss Bell had been camping at Loch Earn in Perthshire with Miss Bell's brother Liam, his pregnant girlfriend, and a friend, Paul Mooney. They were reported missing by the group after a car was heard starting at around 4:30 a.m. on Sunday. Police Scotland issued a missing persons appeal but did not follow up when a crash on the M9 was reported later that day, miles from their Falkirk home. It was only when a second call was placed on Wednesday that officers attended the scene. Miss Bell has 2 children, a daughter aged 9 and a son aged 5, while Mr. Yulee was a father of 2 young boys. The couple had recently moved into a new home. Mr. Yulee had custody of his 2 sons, who had been staying with their mother in Edinburgh. Earlier this week, Mr. Yulee's father, Gordon, told the Scottish Daily Mail he feared there has been an accident and they are lying there. He added, "He's in contact with his family every day. He comes here every day. This is not like him at all. Lamara dotes on her kids. They wouldn't just leave them." Mr. Mooney, who had been camping with the couple, said that they had heard the car early on Sunday but thought the engine had been turned back off. The group then woke at 9 a.m. and noticed Mr. Yulee and Miss Bell were gone. On Monday, Mr. Mooney said, "We haven't slept at all. We were just waiting for the police to call. We're in shock." Miss Bell's mother, Diane, also urged her daughter to come home and said she too feared the worst. Today she would not speak beyond to confirm that her daughter remained in critical condition. Local politicians have slammed the police's handling of the incident, with one likening the scenario into something found in the developing world. "This is a truly shocking incident," said Murdo Fraser, Conservative MSP for Mid-Scotland and Fire. People lying unattended at the side of the road for days is something you'd be surprised to encounter in the third world. The circumstances leading to this must be investigated as a matter of absolute urgency. A neighbor at Miss Bell's home said she was shocked it had taken so long for her to be found. "It's absolutely shocking what's happened. I saw on the news the car was lying there for 3 days and the police did absolutely nothing about it." What kind of country are we living in where the police feel they can choose to ignore a car crash where people are injured? The neighbor, who did not want to be named, said. It makes me sick knowing that they were there for all that time.
They consider them nuisance calls.
What? Accidents are nuisance calls?
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Our police here don't consider it nuisance calls. Our police here will come out for the littlest things, and they will, I'm talking about the littlest things. They will come out and they will make sure that you're okay. If you have a noise in your backyard and you're too scared to go out, the police here they will get here within 3 minutes. I've never encountered, you know how people are like police or whatever. I don't care where I have lived. I have never encountered police being like that. The Bridgeton police here in St. Louis are amazing. They are kind, they're courteous. They will stop and laugh with you, talk with you. Like if you're walking down the street, they'll tip their hat, say good morning, good evening, things like that. If you're leaving and you don't have your seatbelt on, they'll point a finger at you and make the seatbelt sign, like pull it across you. They won't just give you a ticket for no reason. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our police are amazing here in Bridgeton. I don't know if people have bad police elsewhere, but we have great police. In fact, even in North County, when I was living in North County, St. Louis, they were amazing. They would come out really, really quickly if anything happened. Okay. It makes me sick knowing that they were there for all that time and she was lying there with his body. Here's the thing. Excuse me. The thing is, okay, Siobhan Sampson wrote, how can this happen? I regularly go to work via the M9 and the M876, and you seem to have plenty of vans, police cars, to detect speeding, and yet this emergency call seemed to have gone unexplored. How is that? Jackie Martin added, absolute disgrace that these people have laid injured and dying for 3 days. I don't get this. You know what I don't get? No, I do get this. You know why I get this? Because I've recently realized that there are completely incompetent, stupid, heartless people who work as dispatchers. They were
probably flirting.
I don't know what the frick they're doing. There was one call where a woman was shot in a cab or something, right? And the cab driver calls in. Now tell me something, Jimmy. If somebody is shot in your car, I don't know if it was a cab or if it was just a car, right? If somebody is shot with like a drive-by or something in your car, are you going to be calm and succinct when you call in? Or are you going to be panicked and hyper and saying, please send somebody out, give them the address, the location, whatever, and tell them somebody's been shot? Right?
Yeah, you usually dispatch the police right away.
Okay, and the thing is, the first thing the guy said was, somebody has been shot. And this dispatcher was mocking the guy, berating him. You know what? I have to find the article for you to see it. It was ridiculous. Let me see. Let me Google this. Dispatcher. What should I put, Jimmy? Mocks guy who calls in a shooting in a car. Let's see if that brings up anything. No. Oh, yep. Maybe this might be it. I'm not sure. But I typed that in. You wouldn't believe how many articles came in. Yep, this is the article. A 911 dispatcher who couldn't control her impatience with a caller who had just been attacked had been placed on administrative leave. Nicole Scarino, officially known as a complaint cook, although she was answering 911 calls, picked up when Rolando Alvarez called after he and his co-worker, Helena Vargas, at the Golden Walk Chinese food restaurant were attacked while making a delivery in Waterbury, Connecticut. Scarino's tone throughout the call, considered rude and snappish by many, has led to her being put on administrative leave. How do I do this? How do I send you the video so you can play it?
Oh,
so people can hear the...
On the producing one.
Okay, poke. There's like 10 seconds of advertisements at the beginning of it, right? But anyway, tell me when you want to play it. I'm going to go through the article first. So from the beginning of the call, the distressed Alvarez, who is beaten up and robbed by 4 teens while Vargas was shot in the back and would later die, it was difficult for Scarino to understand. Now, you've just been beaten up, right? You've been robbed. You've watched somebody that you work with, care about, get shot right in front of you. You call it in, and that's the type of dispatcher that you get. So, he says 70 Linden Street, he said, giving the address of the crime. 7070, she asked. No, 70, he said. 70 is 70. That's what 70 is. 70, she said, barely concealing her frustration. Where are the people that did this, sir? She asked Alvarez, explaining that his friend had been shot. Huh? He asks. Where are they? She snaps. After getting more information, the breathless man seems to talk to his shot co-worker for a moment, and the dispatcher yells, "Sir, I need to get information from you." I don't know. So the woman is bleeding out in his car, and he's trying to tend to her, and the dispatcher is not being, you have to hear it, Jimmy. It's crazy. It's like, why the fuck are people like that in those positions? Why are they working that job? You hate your job so much, you hate dealing with people so much that you're gonna traumatize somebody further. Then you shouldn't be a nurse. You shouldn't be a 911 call operator. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You want me to play the video?
Yeah, if they can hear it, that'd be great.
The reason why I'm
Are you playing
at
it?
Lawrence General particularly is that my family lives
Let
in
me
this
know when it's
community,
going live, okay?
and I wanted
Right
to
now
know
we're
that when
listening
they
to
came
a
here,
stupid
they were going
commercial.
to get the best care
Okay,
they
yeah,
could
the commercial
possibly
goes
get.
for like
We
10
have
seconds.
really committed staff that are
No,
really
this was,
enthusiastic about constantly
20-something.
evaluating and
Okay, we can
reevaluating best
usually skip
practices
ad.
to make sure that all of our patients are getting
It's not
the
an
best care.
option.
People are dedicated to
Okey-dokey.
this place. People want
Tell me
to
when
see
it goes
this
live.
hospital do
I'll
well.
This
shut
is
up.
the local hospital around
So it's
here.
really a spectacular place in that sense.
Okay.
She's the floor.
Okay, here we go.
Sir, who robbed you?
Me and the 2 people. Yeah, she's in the car. Hurry up.
Sir, they're on the way, but I need to get information from you.
2 persons with a gun, but one shoot. The other one no shoot.
What did he look like? Black?
Huh?
He was a black male, correct? Which way did the car head? Could you tell me that?
Huh?
Which way did the car go after they shot at you and robbed you? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the officers are there. You might as well talk to them now. Thank you.
Did it only last 30 seconds?
Huh.
It
I
said
guess
216, but I'm not
It's
hearing
supposed to be
anything.
216, yeah. That's just the end of the call. At the beginning of the call, you would not believe that. Well, you heard how she was talking to him, right? At the beginning of the call, I'm not sure why that just happened, but at the beginning of the call, she was so rude to him.
Who robbed you?
Like, he gives
I'm playing
the...
it again.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
in the car. Hurry up.
Maybe I can find a different video.
Sir, they're on the way, but I need to get information information from you.
Two person with a gun, but one shoot. The other one no shoot.
What did he look like? What did... Black?
Huh?
He was a black male, correct? Which way did the car head? Could you tell me that?
Huh?
Which way did the car go after they shot at you and robbed you? Yeah,
Yeah.
the officers are there. You might as well talk to them now. Thank you.
That was only 33 seconds.
Yeah. I'm seeing if I can find the whole call. Yes, I found the whole call. Hold on. I'm going to poke you with it. I think I found the whole call. Poke. It's crazy that things like this actually happen in our country. It's crazy that a woman like that, I don't care what the fuck you're doing. I don't care if you just break up with your boyfriend, if somebody just pissed you the fuck off. If you're in a job like that, hold your damn temper. Right, Jimmy? Don't make the situation worse. Have some compassion. Be a human being. Be humane. I don't know what kind of beast woman is, but honestly, I am just disgusted by her and by people like her. Tell me when you're ready. And yes, I cursed, and I'm not sorry for it. Because that's how vehemently I feel about this.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
We want to turn
Go ahead,
to a
please.
call for help that ended with a dispatcher on leave after she had difficulty understanding the caller. Her frustration took over. ABC's Devin Dwyer with the troubling 911 call.
911, what's the address?
Tonight, a veteran 911 operator in Waterbury, Connecticut is off the job after what city officials call astonishing and unprofessional behavior.
70?
Number 70.
70 is 70. That's what 70 is. 7 and a 0.
A Chinese food delivery driver calls in to report his passenger, 59-year-old Helena Vargas, had been shot during an alleged robbery.
Is she breathing?
I don't know.
Over nearly 4 minutes, the operator, Nicole Scarino, grows increasingly agitated.
Where are the people that did this?
What are they looking like?
Where are they?
So frustrated, she's heard audibly sighing.
What did he look like? What did...
The caller pleads for help.
How do you help?
Sir, they're on the way, but I need to get information from you.
Scarino seems to struggle with the caller's accent, repeatedly demanding clarification.
I thought you said they fled in a Nissan Altima, dark blue.
Blue. Yeah, blue.
That's what kind of car they were driving, or you're driving that?
Me driving.
Not you. I don't care what you're driving.
Police quickly apprehended the suspects, though Vargas later died.
We were unable to reach Scarino, but the Waterbury police chief tells us tonight handling of the call did not affect first responders. He said 911 operators should not be contentious. The conduct here is under formal review. Cecilia?
Devin Dwyer, thank you.
So, Jimmy, what do you think about that?
That was strange.
That she'd behave like
They
that?
said it didn't matter with the first responders. But,
No, yeah, and I get that, and I appreciate that.
Well, I can understand her frustration trying to talk to somebody with broken English. It's like trying to make an order at the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? You got to repeat yourself 7 times.
Okay, and everybody can understand frustration, but how the hell do you justify being in that line of work? And I'm sorry, you can understand her frustration. Jimmy, if you just witnessed somebody getting shot, bleeding out in front of you, you were just beaten severely, you were robbed, you're telling me that you're going to be completely coherent?
Yes, I'd be able to speak English, not broken English. See, that's the problem. They come over here and they think they can speak English.
Okay, that is just really, really sad that you said that.
I don't understand why. It's really sad that they refuse to learn English. Because what you're doing is blaming
the victim. I wasn't getting into a political discussion with you.
It's got nothing to do with politics. It's got to do with, I wasn't
getting into
foreigners.
I wasn't getting into a foreign.
Every time the thing goes one way, I'm not talking politics.
No, Jimmy, I was talking about the fact that this woman has no compassion. Why are you in a job like this where, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. I speak I speak better English than you do. But if I'm frustrated, upset, stressed, whatever, there are times when people will stutter, when things will happen, when they're not coherent, they can't string two sentences together properly, they're in shock.
No, they can still speak English. They may talk fast, but they can still speak English.
Some people react differently to shock, as in they
I've
shut
never
down.
seen anybody, not unless they're drunk and slurring.
No. I have seen people like that, where they're in shock and they're glazed over and they'll say like 2 words and stop and then start back and stop and start back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about people who are in shock. People react differently to situations.
It's true. They wouldn't have fucking be able to dial a phone if he was in that much shock. You know what I mean?
That's not true either.
Yeah, it is. If they can't string words, how are they going to dial a phone?
Because cognitive memory response is very different from verbalization. It's 2 different parts of the brain.
See, now you're analyzing something
No,
after
you asked the
it
question.
happened, Val.
You asked the question, I answered the question.
But it's still, you're analyzing afterwards.
Okay, so suddenly this turns into he should be able to speak English, not a first respond, not the dispatcher.
What is it? The respondent's going to now speak Spanish?
I didn't say that, did I? I said
you know what I mean?
being
That's
a bitch.
just as being racist as I am.
No, again, didn't say anything like that. I said the dispatcher has no compassion.
That I buy. She looks like somebody that just doesn't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. The way she handled this call, the way she's reacting
But I'm saying
to
I
people.
understand the frustration not being able to understand broken English.
And I said a lot of people can understand what you mean by that, but in this situation, it really was not the time or place for her to take that stance, was it?
Absolutely was. And she should have told him to slow down and speak slowly, but she was frustrated.
So it's okay for her to make a bad situation worse when she's supposed to be there to help.
She doesn't get that many calls like that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, she wouldn't be the caller. It'd be a Spanish person at the phone. It's so obvious she doesn't get many. And that frustrated her and made her do things that she normally wouldn't do.
Oh, so it's okay for her to be frustrated and treat somebody inhumanely. To mock them.
Inhumanely? What, did she beat him up?
Do you know what inhumane means? Go look it up.
She didn't call him inhumanely.
There's dictionary meanings for words, Jimmy. Just because you don't understand them doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't. Go look it up if you don't understand. I used the word correctly.
I know what fucking inhumanely
Really?
means.
Because I used the word correctly.
Oh, really?
The way she treated him, the way she mocked him, it was inhumane.
She didn't mock him.
7-0 is
she
70.
She sighed. She didn't mock him. I listened to the whole thing.
Oh my God. Well, apparently your definition is the only definition of things. I'm sorry.
It sounded like to me
forgot.
to somebody. She was talking to somebody she couldn't understand. That's what it sounded like.
Yes, and she sounded like she had no compassion, no humanity.
Because her patience ran thin.
Well,
all right?
You know what?
You
People
cannot
like that should not be in
broken
situations
English,
like that.
Val.
That should not be their job. Why is she in a
like I
position where
said,
she
now
can be
you
like
want
that?
Spanish people on the phone. What is this, a Spanish country, Val?
Okay.
Or is it the USA?
Okay. What are you talking about? Are you insane? Do you not understand
You're
English?
the one that's saying she should have known Spanish.
No, I didn't say that. You're the one who
Yes, you
keeps saying
did.
that.
Maybe we should have people on like that.
Are you kidding me, Jimmy? Are you insane? What is wrong with you? Did you just blow a gasket in your brain? You can review the
that's helping
recording.
the situation too.
You can review the recording of what we just said, Jimmy. I never said those things, and you're just going off on a rant, like some
All right,
kind
it
of
must
rant.
be time to calm down. We got to go to commercial. We're late.
I don't want to break for commercial right now.
I don't want to go on. We'll change the subject.
Okay, so you can rant, rave, spew vitriol.
Exactly, and it's
be
only going to get
racist.
worse, Val. So why are you pushing? Let's go to something else.
I want to know why you think that's okay.
Because you're not listening, and you don't. And whenever we talk this, you
Why
don't.
should
You think the
I
phone
listen to
operator
your
should
views?
understand Spanish and English.
No, I
All
never
right,
said
to
that.
accommodate people that refused to speak English.
Again, I never said that, so don't say I'm
That's what you're
things
saying
like
to
that.
me.
No, I said she should have some
Other
compassion,
people are taking
some
it the
humanity.
same way.
Go ahead and keep yelling over me, but I'll say the same thing I said. She should have compassion and humanity. I never said anything about English and Spanish referring to her. At all.
All I'm saying is I can sympathize with her.
Of course. Because according to you and xenophobic racists everywhere,
my sympathy comes from trying to order shit at Dunkin' Donuts.
It's okay for
all right?
people
That's where I
to raise, belittle, degrade, and, vilify anybody who's not exactly like you, or believes exactly what you believe, or behaves exactly as you behave.
Why? Because I don't believe they should have to talk Spanish on the phone? That makes me vilified?
He was speaking English.
No, I'm talking about her. She has to talk Spanish on the phone?
I never said she did. I understood what he was saying.
You keep saying that. Every goddamn time you keep going around in circle and insist that she should speak Spanish.
I've not said that at all.
Yeah, that's what you're implying.
It really isn't. If she had listened to him instead of getting frustrated by an accent. But the fact is that
it's not an accent. It's miscommunication. You can't understand somebody. That's not an accent.
If you listen to it again, he didn't speak Spanish at all. He spoke English. His accent was very thick, but he spoke English.
That's what I'm saying. They speak it with an accent. Well, you're the one with the accent. They just don't. You can't. What? Especially when he's talking fast, you can't distinguish words.
He wasn't really talking fast. He was in shock. And instead of giving him a chance to breathe and say what he had to say, she was just getting out of control. No compassion, no humanity. People like that should not be in jobs like that. If you're in a job where you're responding to people and you're trying to help them.
What do you think? That's her first call, Val? And you think she just screwed up for the, umpteenth time?
So instead of telling me what I think, why not ask me?
All right, she's a veteran phone caller. She's been there for years. She knows what to do. All right? Like I said, I can understand her frustration in leaving her norm.
That behavior was not acceptable. And like said
again,
earlier,
you're not there. You don't do the job. So who the fuck are you to judge?
And like you said earlier, if you review what we were discussing again, Jimmy, and who am I to judge? I'm a human being. And I'm telling you that I don't care who you are. You don't get to talk to people like that. That's not right. And in a situation where somebody is in shock, they've just had a violent situation happen to them. They've been robbed, beaten, somebody's shot and bleeding. You should have some compassion, just a little bit of humanity. But to react like that because, they should learn the language and speak a certain way, seriously? You don't see how racist that is, Jimmy? That's just disgusting, quite frankly. I'm shocked. You want to break for commercial? Go ahead. If you want to say something, go ahead. I really don't know what to say to you right now.
I just got done raking a drink, so now I'm a fucking racist because I get a different point of view.
No, it was the way you said the things
no,
you said
the way
just
I
now,
said
Jimmy.
it. I told you. What? Because she shouldn't have to speak Spanish? That's racist?
Jimmy.
All right, you shoot these fucking words around, and you have no clue what you're saying.
Are you kidding me, Jimmy?
Yeah, what's the definition of a racist? Go look it up.
Jimmy, your attitude right now, it's ridiculous.
No, you and me being a racist, that's ridiculous.
Jimmy, you're saying you're not a racist, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But according to you, you call me one every other fucking week.
No, Jimmy, I said the attitude was racist. There's a difference between me saying, Jimmy, you are a racist. I know you're not a racist.
Jimmy,
I'm brown.
Don't you think that was racist?
What? Say that again?
You said to me, Jimmy, don't you think that's racist?
Yes. That type of
You're calling me a racist.
No, Jimmy.
It's exactly what you said, Val. Listen to the show on a replay.
You listen to the show on a replay, Jimmy.
I know what I said.
Because you escalate things, and it's ridiculous. And you went straight from I'm talking about compassion and people in this to, they should fucking speak the language.
Yeah, and everybody should talk nice to everybody on the phone. You ever go go to civil servants or any fucking public servant and try to ask them something?
What?
That's civil servants.
No, it isn't. That's people who are not.
Yeah,
brought up
it
with any
is. Get
dignity.
used to it because it's still around and it will always be around.
No, Jimmy, it really wouldn't. It's only around when people accept those types of attitudes. It's not acceptable. That's not how human beings
Is that
should
how you're going to go
behave.
through life, making everything acceptable? Because
Yes.
you're going to have a hard time.
No, Jimmy, things are acceptable to me by my levels. Things are acceptable to you by your levels. You accept that civil servants should, would, and could behave like that, and you give them a free pass. I say,
And don't give them a
no.
free pass. They're the ones that do the free pass. Their bosses do the
And
free
I
pass.
say-
Nobody
I say-
seems to give a shit about them, Val. They stay on their jobs no matter
I
what.
say that that's not acceptable behavior, that human beings should not interact like that, that
What did she call him, a spick? What do you mean this is unacceptable? She did the best she could without swearing at him.
Why did you go to the race thing again, Jimmy? I didn't bring up race once here, you know.
Well, you're the one that's calling it deplorable and unacceptable.
I never used that
She didn't
word
call
either.
him a spick, Val. That would be deplorable and
I never
unacceptable.
used that word either, Jimmy.
All right?
What is wrong
You're
with you?
fucking, because she had an attitude. Oh, that's unacceptable.
Yes, and her
You
attitude
never
is
had her job for that
unacceptable.
many fucking years. You know shit to judge her.
Actually, Jimmy, I can judge her all I want because I'm a
You
human
can't
being.
because you've never been at her job, Val.
I am
So
a
how the
human
fuck
being
can you
with
judge her?
compassion. And nobody should behave that way. And the whole point is that when people get away with behaving like that by saying anything they want, just being disgusting individuals.
Is that what she said? She
and
said anything she
society-
wants, and she was a disgusting individual?
Her
That's
attitude
not
was
the tape I
disgusting.
heard. That ain't the
Her
same tape I
attitude was
heard, Val.
completely disgusting. It was. I am disgusted by it. So I class her attitude as being completely disgusting.
Yeah, I know. She's a racist. That's why.
Again,
And that's
I
what you want to
didn't
keep
say
coming
that.
down. You go around in circles
You
about
keep-
it.
you
Call
keep
her a
coming back to
racist,
that.
Val.
You keep coming back to that, Jimmy.
Because
But
you're the one that
fact is-
brought it up. And
Actually,
I can't
Jimmy,
get over
you're the
it.
one who brought it up.
All right? No,
and you know why
did.
you brought it up, Jimmy? Because you're an entitled white guy who's sitting there judging
Oh, is that
everybody
what I
else.
am? I'm entitled. To live in
Apparently
my
you are.
fucking squalor? That's what I'm entitled to do?
Well, if you want to sit and do nothing, then yes, that's your squalor.
Ah.
That's not mine.
Oh, but I'm privileged, so I should have everything.
Well, you seem to think that you are because you just brought up race again and again and again.
No,
and I
that's
was
because you
talking about
brought it up,
humanity.
Val. Let's get it straight.
No, Jimmy. You can read. You can go back
You
and look
brought
through
it
this
up.
whole thing. No, Jimmy, you did because I said
I was making a
compassion
drink, and all I
humanity.
heard, Jimmy, don't you think that's racist?
What you were saying was racist, Jimmy. That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. You called me a racist.
Because what you were saying, you
What did I
defined it by
say?
races. You said they come into our country, they don't speak our language. They and us. You
I didn't
defined
say
it.
any of that.
Yes, you did,
Go
Jimmy.
back,
Go back
to the
and...
fucking thing. I didn't say any
Oh
of
my
that.
God, are you crazy?
One, I didn't
I mean,
call
I know
them
that you have a
they.
short memory, but are you really that crazy? And please stop
Yeah, I'm
speaking to me
crazy.
like that.
Anyways, I'm doing a
Please
commercial.
stop
I
it.
can't take this shit anymore.
Yes, go to commercial and calm down. Oh my God, that's insane.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey everyone, as you all know, summer is now here and everyone wants sexy summer skin. I'm partnered with Rodan & Fields, the #2 premium skincare company in the US. We have some fun treats for you guys. Check out my website at www.rodan.com ewinters.myrandf.com. But wait, there's more. Join as a preferred customer to get 10% off and free shipping for all these amazing products that I'm currently obsessing over. Or email me for a free mini facial or free consultation at ewintersrf@gmail.com to get your sexy summer glow.
Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon. Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Kesha all-natural nutrient products and organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
And now, another fresh insight from Roger Berkowitz, President and CEO of Legal Seafoods.
If your wife can't take the time to test your tuna for purity, then why should you take the time to come to a complete stop before letting her out of the car? Just saying.
Legal Seafoods. If it isn't fresh, it isn't legal.
Hi, my name is Amrita Rapnarayan, aka Valenissima. Amrita means ambrosia or nectar of the gods. Valenissima means seeker of divine knowledge. Join me every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern for a night talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on TuneIn Satellite on Armed Radio Global Network, where we will discuss food, culinary arts, baking, cooking, food preparation and presentation, bringing you a little bit of the divine knowledge so you can create your own nectar of the gods.
Well, folks, I guess we're going to end the show. Val walked out on me. We were arguing during the commercial. And I'll catch you next week.